Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yes, sir. It is Monday morning, 9 a.m., August 17th. What's poppin', fam? How is everybody? Staying toasty out here. Great, grand, wonderful. Let's get to it, man. Let's get straight to it. You had UFC 330 go down this past weekend in beautiful, historic Philadelphia. Let's just jump right into it, kids. Islam Makhachev, Machado Garry. There's a lot to unfold here, right? The whole thing is weird. The whole build-up for Garry to this title fight was weird. The antics, the interviews, his brother coming out saying, you know, he's this fake dude. Obviously, the vegan stuff. The press conference was weird. Him glazing Islam. Even Islam's like, dude, you got to chill out. We're trying to sell a fight. And then I thought, all right, become fight night. You're fighting pound for pound number one. It's go time. And it kind of continued into that. It spilled over into the octagon, which is the biggest red flag. This won't be a whole shit fest on Garry here, because what he did was impressive. How do I want to put this? His takedown defense was probably the best we've seen against Islam in a long, long time. Size is definitely to his advantage, but also his technique was really, really good, especially when the outside single that Islam tried, and then Islam even adapted to that. When he did get him down, rush into the cage to crawl up, block him with his elbow so Islam couldn't get his back. All that was really, really high level stuff. That was great. My question for Ian would be, what was the goal of Saturday night? Because if the goal was to be world champion, I don't think so. I don't think going in, you thought you were going to beat Islam. Your goal was to not get taken down or to do really well in the grappling department. Your whole emphasis was to not get finished. That was the goal. And you can tell how elated he was after the fight. Like, I'm proud of myself, man. I went in there, had him on the brink of, winning. It's like, no, you didn't. Again, you did great. If it was a wrestling match, phenomenal, dude. Because you're not a wrestler. That was phenomenal. In a mixed martial arts fight at the highest level, you lost, dude. You lost 4 rounds to 1. He just didn't do what he does well. So going into this fight, there was a lot of on his bike, good foot movement, feints. If I told you before this fight, I went, hey, Islam's going to land more significant strikes than Garry, you'd be like, what? Yeah. Islam did more damage on the feet. Ian had some good body kicks. Outside that, not a whole lot going on. There was rounds for both of them where there was no significant strikes thrown. So with Garry, it's like, yeah, man. Yeah, another fight where you didn't get finished. He's really hard to finish, and that's great. You don't get paid more money if you don't get finished, right? The UFC still looks at this as an L. Like this, you didn't help your case here. Oh, wow, man, you had really good takedown defense against Islam. It's all you did. And you fancied yourself a striker, and you barely threw. You didn't fight to win. You fought not to really get finished. That's how I'd sum this fight up. And for Islam, it's like, What he's trying to achieve is the hardest thing in sports. Being a double champ at 55 and 70 is much more impressive than what DC did, what Amanda Nunes did, what Henry Cejudo did, what especially what Conor did. Because not only did he fight at 55 and now he's at 70, but he's defending it. Those are also the two most stacked divisions of all time. Throughout the history, 55-70 is always where the most talent's at. So he's defending there, which is impressive. And what he's doing is so impressive and difficult. But again, for Islam, it's like, it's tough to criticize Islam, but for both of them, it's like there's rounds where there's no significant punches thrown. It's like, it's almost like a sport now, which, you don't get me wrong, MMA is a sport, but at the end of the day, it's still fighting. So it's like, against Islam, it's impressive what he's doing, but he's just grappling. He's just grappling. So it's like this GOAT thing. It's like, yeah, but you played it as safe as possible. You take no chances. That's my hiccup with him and Khabib. When we're talking about GOATs, it's like they kind of just wrestle. Like they don't really take any chances. So again, with all these Dagestanis or Chechens, Russians, when they're primarily wrestling, it's like, dude, their record, I think they showed Khabib's dad's, like the Nurmagomedov team's record. It's like 101. You're like, no, I know. But all they do is wrestle. So it's like, yeah. It's the easiest way to make sure you don't get knocked out because there's not a lot of time on the feet. There's not a lot of opportunity to get hit, to get clipped because they're just kind of pushing the pace against the cage and taking them down. Again, part of the sport, and it's on these other fighters to stop that. So more kudos to to Islam's team and Khabib's team. But at the end of the day, I don't value that as high as a guy like the run Izzy went on or the run Anderson Silva went on or John Jones because those boys aren't just controlling people for 25 minutes. Does that make sense? It's like, yeah, no doubt, man. You guys are shit. Between you, Khabib, Usman, it's like, yeah, what are you guys? Fucking damn near 101? That's crazy. You take no chances. You have a edge in the wrestling department, and my God, I would use that too. But when we talk about the greatest of all time, it's like the greatest at controlling of all time. They take no chances. So it's like, their record, yeah, dude, fuck. You guys have only lost 3 fights out of the last 100, whatever, with your team. That's crazy. There's no opportunity. You're not risking anything. You know what I'm saying? There's no combination. There's nothing. You're just enforcing your will, which you guys are very good at, and wearing the guys out. And then most of the time you don't get finishes. Again, that's part of the sport, and you're playing the sport right, but it's not a fight. Look at Ian Gary's face. So yeah, the whole thing was weird. The whole thing's weird. With Ian, it's just his behaviors. There you go. So Nurmagomedov's team is 107-2. Again, crazy, super crazy. But it's because the chances of them getting in a fight isn't really good because they turn it into a wrestling match, which more kudos to them. And again, it's on the game to adapt to their style and make it a fight, but it's very tough.
It's like an Olympic sport instead of an actual fight.
Yeah, to them, it's a sport. It's a sport. It's very rare you see them bloodied up or you see them exchanging in combos, body shot, But again, they're so dominant in this aspect of mixed martial arts. It's like, all right, you guys do something about it. So I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying this is why I never put those guys in my GOAT list because they're not playing the same game. They're not. They're almost playing a different sport. and they're very dominant at it. And it's great. Yeah, I feel like, back to Ian, I feel like Ian, you know, he went to Georgia, went to Dagestan, wherever, he's doing all this wrestling, and he forgot what made him special with the footwork and the striking, you know? It was almost, remember when Izzy fought Yoel Romero, and Yoel Romero just stood in the middle of the octagon? You're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Well, it's almost... Ian kind of did that, and I was like, what's the point? He was almost like daring him to wrestle him, and in the first 2 rounds, I was like, oh, I see what Ian's doing. Okay, I vibe with this. Okay, you let him shoot, wear his ass out because you're the bigger guy. Get him scrambling, get him working to you might get taken down, but get him working, get him tired, and that sets up the big KO in the 3rd and the 4th, especially in the 5th. Oh, I like this. I can see where he's going with this. This is dope. The 3rd round starts like, okay, a little later than I would get going, you know, put my foot on the gas, but okay, the 4th and 5th, this can be sick. Same thing, make him work, tire him out. And then you see going into the 5th, especially the 4th, Islam starts to look tired, a little fatigued. I'm like, here we go. Ian's going to turn it on, and he's start lining him up on the feet. And go. Okay. And go. Okay. And the 4th round. Okay, he's hugging him. That's not, all right, what the fuck? All right. Start of the 5th. Here we go. He's about to do it now. Okay, he's hugging him again. He's touching him on the head. Okay, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, what are we doing here? And then you just get more of the same. And people are like, oh, you don't like good sportsmanship. I like when guys... Stop there. I like good sportsmanship. And we've seen guys who have these wars. You know, if it's just a 3-round fight, those first 2 rounds are so back and forth. 3rd, they're like, dude, respect. They high five, and then they try to rip each other's heads off. In title fights, you see guys wars because there's a mutual respect there. But they're not doing it 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. They're not doing 1st or 2nd round. That 3rd round, when they're both bloodied and bruised up, and they're like, dude, you're a badass. We're here. Let's get after it. They high five or the hug, do their thing, and then they're trying to tear each other's heads off. Ian, it was the opposite of that. His whole aura is very hippie-ish. It's very Haight Ashbury hip. Oh, it's all love, brother. It's all, no, I know. That's my ex's husband. Oh, you know, he can come. You can come. It's all good. My kid loves Islam. It's all good, baby. Yeah, I lost the fight. Where's the love? Yo, the fuck is going on here? Kill him. You know, and it's like, oh, you MMA guys are such meatheads. Like, this isn't basketball. This isn't baseball. This is mixed martial arts at the highest level. And what's frustrating for me is Ian has the skill set to do it, to be champ. He does. He doesn't have the mentality. He's missing the killer instinct, but he's so talented. If Islam were to lose, Ian could be champ. He's only 28. If Islam were to lose, you know, or retire, Gary could be your champ because, you know, he's obviously beat Carlos Prates. I bet I would favor him over Morales right now. There's not a lot of guys that can beat him, even though he's this hippie, love everybody, vegan, you know, women should run the world type of dude. That motherfucker can fight when he wants to. When he wants to. Yeah, and if you're a Ian Gary fan, which I am, when you watch and it's his own doing. No one had a mic in front of his face, but he decides to go on Instagram, where the hell he posted it. And he's like, oh, I'm proud of myself, man. I went 5 rounds with the best guy in the world, didn't get finished. You know, I had him on the brink. It's like, wow. It's just not what you want to see, because he's relieved. Oh, we'll get to that, Jim.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
He's relieved that I can't comprehend it. It's like, buddy, that guy Islam Makhachev, the guy you just fought, is literally standing in the way of when you got started in mixed martial arts, is standing in the way of everything you've ever wanted to achieve. All the hard work, everything you've ever wanted to do, he has. You have to take it from him, brother. You have to go in there and be relentless. I don't care how much you respect him. The way you show respect is by putting it to him. The way you show him respect is by knocking out his fucking teeth. That's our sport. The way you show respect is by throwing a goddamn elbow in the middle of the clinch and knocking him unconscious. That's respect. It's not respectful. Pat him on the head, answer his questions at press conferences that aren't meant for you, hugging in the 5th round when there's been no action, there's been no back and forth, going up to Khabib after the fight, like, you should be proud of him. Khabib's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Excuse me? And it's the red flags for me on Ian are him just kind of accepting this. It's all good, man. I'm young. Hey, you're not that young. It's all good, man. I'm 28. Okay. It's all good, man. You know, I won 1 round, had him on the verge of, you didn't have him on the verge of anything. You did nothing, buddy. You defended takedowns. You went in to wrestle. It's not the sport. And again, what you don't realize is no one cares, especially this fan base, how close you were to beating Schaub. How you didn't get finished by, none of this matters. And especially to the people who decide who you fight next. You really fucked yourself, dude. That's why I get frustrated with him. And then the way he's talking down to Khabib, to Islam, to Michael Morales, that interview with Michael, when he pulled up on Michael Morales, he's like, hey, kid, you stick with it. You're going to be pretty good. And Morales, you know, he's, what, Brazilian? Where's he from?
Oh, no, Ecuador.
Yeah. He's like, what the you just lost, dude. You're talking to me like you're this savvy vet for, like, if Volkanovski's talking to you, if Khabib's talking to you, Islam, these guys have been reigning champ. They've been around for a while. You know what I'm saying? Guys that have a ton of experience, reigning champs, they've been there, they lost it. You can talk like that. When you're Ian Garry and you're like, you hang in there, brother. You keep winning. We'll see what happens. Michael Morales is like, I think I'm ranked ahead of you now. And you just lost. You know this, right? He's like, you keep your head up, you keep trying, and I think you're going to get there. Morales like, oh, I will fuck you up, dude. What is happening here? Him talking to Khabib like, you should really be proud of Islam. Dude, and again, this is him not having friends. Be like, hey, stop being gay. Hey, you got to stop. With all this shit you're doing, you have got to stop, dude. He has no friends. It's like, dude, you just gotta calm down. You gotta quit giving people advice. There's nothing worse. You gotta quit giving people advice, dude. You have to, because you're not doing this right, man. It's been a total PR nightmare, dude. And this is where it's gonna hurt you, because it's the PR nightmare, and then also you're with Eddie Hearn, and you lost this fight, and nobody. In the first, I wanted to see it. I think some of the hardcores did. But in general, the public, nobody was vying for you to fight Islam. I thought you deserved it. Buddy, this ain't coming around anytime soon. Dana White and the UFC brass isn't like, oh, let's just get him 1 win and get him right back up there. Nobody wants to see this again, dude. This was not a success in any measurement, Ian. I know right now you're high on your horse and earthy and drinking your green juice and sucking down fucking vegan burgers and eating lettuce wraps. I'm like, guys, you didn't do shit, dude. This should not be a celebration. You're way off, buddy. You're way off, dude. You did not push Islam to the brink of anything, dude. He was tired from controlling you the entire fight. The only significant fight landed, the only significant strike landed, the entire thing was Islam kicking you in the face, buddy. For you to walk away from that and be like, I actually think that was pretty dope. Like, oh, no, son, listen to me. You want to give everybody advice. Buddy, you're never going to get the opportunity again. You better pray to God Islam ages out and retires. They're never going to match you guys up. But nobody's vying for that, Bubba. That's not happening. You better pray to God Carlos Prates gets an opportunity and beats him. And then maybe you get next after they buddy, this isn't going to go well for you. I don't know who the fuck you're talking to. And again, I'm all about glass half full. Not right after the fucking fight, dude. There's a time to be optimistic, and there's a time to be like, I just got to get back on my horse. But for him to be like, dude, I'm cool. I'm like, oh, trash. Fucking trash, dude. This isn't it. This ain't it. In other sports, this is not. You're dealing with fucking killers. Carlos Prates will rip your fucking head off if he had the opportunity to in a title fight, dude. Michael Morales will, dude, he would freaking elbow you. He does not care if he gives you slurred speech. There's no hugging. They're not going to entertain it, dude. So this whole hippie, vegan, world loves me, it's all good. It ain't for you. And I don't know where it changed because he used to be a killer. Cage Warriors coming up. He used to be a killer. I don't know, but this ain't it. This ain't it. And then him going around after a loss, giving advice, that sure as fuck ain't it. It's like I had this buddy who was, I haven't seen him for years. This is years ago. But he was trying to give me advice. I'm like, oh, what do you do now? He's like, oh, I'm a life coach. I'm like, okay. Are you like crushing it? And you have to lend him money for his fucking cable bill. You know, it's like that's Ian Gary giving advice to Michael Morales or any of these guys or Khabib. It's what? But again, in his world, and it's, you know, he's not with a big camp. So he's the center of attention at all times. And he's paying everybody. And you have your wife and kid and the nutritionist, and you have these other people, and he's kind of floating around and doesn't have a one place to get his roots who can call him out. This is what happened. So they're listening to his bullshit because he's in his circle, he's the highest on the totem pole. So he can spit out this advice. But in the real world, what? No one's taking it serious, man. And even when they gave him the mic, you know, that crowd was saying, F you, Gary, after he gets fucking kicked right in the face. It's his own doing, man. It's his own doing. And then when he gets on the mic and he's like, I know, people can say where they want about me. All I care about is my wife and my kid. And you're like, cool. That's it, buddy. That's it. And he keeps going. And you're just like, oh, you lost him. You lost him. I've never seen anything like it. And again, no, it wasn't like the UFC embedded or somebody put a camera in his face right after in the locker room. He did that to himself. Like, dude, I'm actually stoked. I actually feel really good about this. You're like, what part of it do you feel good about? Because you defended the takedowns? You still got taken down 7 times. Do you get taken down 4 or 7?
I can check.
I'm multiple times. So even if the original game plan going in was not to get taken down, hey, Ian, you still got taken down multiple fucking times. So by all metrics, that wasn't a success.
7-15.
Again, if the fucking goal going in this fight was, I'm not going to get taken down, Bubba, he took you down 7. He took you down every round, some rounds twice. Yeesh. How are we labeling this a success? Well, I didn't get finished. Okay. The reason you didn't get finished is because you took no chances. You never took a chance because your only chance in this fight was to open up with your striking. So by you not taking chances, you were on the defensive of the pound for pound number 1 guy in the world who's a grappler. So you're on the defensive. And even then, you got taken down every round. So the notion to go back and be like, I actually think I kind of crushed this. It's like, man, that's not what you want to see from a fighter. It's just not. Yeah, it's not good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do you plan to win when the majority of your shots, only 24% of them were to the head? 24 to the head. In the first round, he landed 0 shots and got taken down. In the second round, he landed 6 shots. Again, and then remember, only 25% of these are aimed at the head. So, right, you're going to try and finish the fight. You gotta knock them out, especially Islam. He landed 9 punches in the third. He landed 7 in the fourth and 7 in the fifth. Now, Islam deserves criticism as well. He landed 0 in the fifth round, 3 in the fourth, 5 in the third, 11 in the second, and dude, that first round, in 5 minutes, there were 7 punches thrown. 7 punches thrown. Yeah, the numbers are abysmal. The numbers are terrible. They're both of them can get criticism. Both of them can get criticism. You know, like Islam's not blowing anybody's hair back either. But at least he's a lighter guy coming up to weight class and he's the champ. So you gotta deal with that. And for Ian, he was like, nah, I'm just gonna. I think success to me is just not getting finished. Because if it was wrestling, yeah, dude, you did better than most people thought, but you still got taken down every round. So there's no way you're walking away going, fuck yeah, dude. I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't get it. What you do next? For Islam, I would assume it's Carlos Prates. And the UFC's told you, like, kind of alluded to that. Just because he has, if you go to him and Morales' strength of schedule, he has better wins. I would assume that's what they do. I would still like Morales to get a title eliminator fight. Like, you know, I would love to see Michael Morales, Ian Gary. I think that would be great. They're not going to do Michael versus Carlos Prates. They're not going to kill off both of them.
That's Morales.
You know, like his biggest win is over Sean Brady. You beat a very undersized, very older Gilbert Burns. You know, Neil Magny's on the back. You know, his best win for sure is Sean Brady, and that was impressive. But outside that, he doesn't have a lot of impressive wins. You know, I don't think with that strength of schedule, he should get a title shot. Now go to Carlos Prates. He definitely has a better resume. Yeah, if they could do it in time, because I don't see why you couldn't do Ian Gary, Michael Morales by the end of the year, and then do Prates, Islam Makhachev at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, so this is Prates is a lot more impressive. You know, he also beat Neil Magny. But then he also beat Jeff Neal. Leon Edwards destroyed him, right? Destroyed JDM, you know. So you're talking about 2 former champs on his resume. Back to back. 2 former champs. Knocked one out, and then JDM he absolutely dismantled. That's pretty good strength of schedule. Pretty damn good. So I think they're going to give it to Carlos Prates. And then with Mike Morales, you could do JDM. It's a tough night in the office for JDM. I would love to see, again, who knows if they're going to do it, Machado Garry, Morales. We'll see what they do. Go back to the main card chin. Then your co-main event, I find it funny. You know, people want to shit on Mackenzie Dern for this fight or whatever issues had with this fight. If you go to the numbers, this fight had more action than Islam Makhachev in Machado Garry, you know? And I also think it's funny, it's all, you know, Monday armchair quarterbacks, where it's like, Robertson wasn't that good. It's like, there was a lot of people, shout out to the super chat. A lot of people thought she was going to win. There's some UFC betting experts out there being like, the money's on Robertson. And then she gets dismantled. This fight isn't close. And then the 5th round, because she was tired of whooping her ass, she spent time on her back and like, oh, this fight was garbage. God, those first 2 rounds, you could probably go 10-8 for Dern. Like it was a straight ass whooping. But now, wait, now, Gillian's not that good. Going into it, you guys were glazing her tits. You guys, oh, she's the one to do it. And again, I'm not saying I'm always right, but go back and I went, what does Gillian do better than Mackenzie Dern? I'd love to hear it. Well, her submission, stop there. Her submission game over Mackenzie Dern? Do you know how big of an asset it is, especially in female fighting? If you not only specialize in one dominant thing of mixed martial arts, like wrestling, like Tatiana Suarez, or like jiu-jitsu, like Mackenzie Dern, you have such an advantage over the other girls. Now take that, and not only does Mackenzie Dern have an advantage there, she's multiple-time world champion on the ground. So for Gillian, her jiu-jitsu is good for UFC, for MMA, but she's not winning at a world level like Mackenzie Dern did years ago. Like Mackenzie Dern is light years ahead of her. So when people are like, oh, she has these submissions, like in MMA, it's a huge gap. So that's not going to happen. Her striking's never been great. Her wrestling's, I never saw it. But you guys, I know she won whatever 5-6 in a row, and you guys were hyping it up. But I never thought she was going to, win this fight. And the people giving Mackenzie Dern shit, it's like, oh, I thought it was going to be a breakout fight. I'm like, dude, she basically pitched a no-hitter besides that 5th round when she got tired because she was whooping her ass. Oh, no. And then y'all want to glaze Islam, who barely threw any punches, never had Ian compromise on the ground in any facet. It's like, come on, what are we doing? Or you guys want to shit on Hamzat when he fought DDP, like, oh man, he wasn't throwing anything, wasn't going for the finish. Where's this same energy with Islam? I know he's coming up, but still, dude, if y'all gonna glaze, y'all gonna glaze everybody. Glaze it up. It's Zesty Monday. Y'all don't get that. Then obviously, and it's kind of a shame. I love Din Thomas. Obviously, he was the corner, the coach for Gillian Robertson. Uh-huh. With Din Thomas, I've also never heard, like Dana had a great quote here. He goes, I've never even heard of people retiring from corner. Like, it's a weird announcement. Din Thomas was off on this one. I like Din. He's a good dude. He's been around forever, and he definitely has a great mind for the game. His thing is the frustration, because I'm sure he's poured a lot into Gillian. He's poured a lot into her. They spent a lot of time. And then when she goes out there and, it's never happening, to beat Mackenzie Dern. Now, that's not to, you can't say just because she lost to Mackenzie Dern, she's never going to be champ. Who knows what happens to Mackenzie Dern? Stylistically, she loses one, another girl comes, Gillian gets a win. So you never want to say she's never going to be champ. That's not fair to her, especially in that division. So I think for Din, he was just really frustrated. He probably put all this time into her. And then, she just gets outclassed. And this isn't hating on Gillian in any facet. My question for everybody, especially Din, hold on, you guys thought what? What was the expectations here? Mm-hmm. Now, as a coach, you want the best for your fighter, but you also want to be realistic. You definitely want to be a little realistic. Because if you look at that division, go to the rankings, Jen, and you look at Gillian's skills, she's tough and she has some submission wins. But let's go through it, Din and these other guys criticizing Gillian. So if she were to beat Mackenzie Dern, how do you think she does against Zhang Weili? You ever think about that? Tatiana Suarez is there. And then let's say she beat Mackenzie Dern, and the UFC gets a tickle up their ass, and they go, let's give her Fatima Klein. What do you think Klein does to her? So, I think my issue with it is this girl lost the biggest fight of her life, and it's just not the time, Din. And I get it, he's frustrated, but you didn't need to announce it. This isn't something everyone's dying to hear, because your fighter just lost. So it's not about you, but it's also, and I'm sure if Din could redo it, I don't know. Fighters are wild, right? Like I'll see some wild shit, and
Din says stuff online. Yeah,
Din is a wild boy.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, there's a time that just wasn't the time. I get being frustrated. I get that, and there wasn't a need for it. And also, you make it worse for your fighter, being like, she's gone as far as she can go. A, that's not cool. B, if this frustrated you, it's like if you look at the division, it's a tough fucking go for it, man. Again, not defending Din. There's just a time and place, and that wasn't it. And then also, I'm retiring. It's like, dude, announce that later. Also, you don't need to announce that. That's not the. It's just shit people don't. Okay.
It made no sense, dude.
No, but again, he made it about him.
Yeah, I mean, the two things didn't make sense. Like, him saying he's retiring, and he was just, like telling, this is as far as she's gonna go or something like that. Like, come on,
that's
dude.
not nice. And especially, remember, fighters have a close relationship. I assume they have a close relationship. So she's probably like, dude, this sucks, man. Like, you just limited the fuck. And I'm saying this is as far as I'll go. Maybe with you, maybe if I get with somebody else.
Yeah.
But he didn't say it with me. He was like, this is as far as she's going to go. It's like, that's fucked up. Yeah. That division is tough for her, man. There's girls just do a lot of things better than her. She's tough as hell. Tough as hell. For Din, back to Din, it's just like, man, that just was poor taste. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all. It's we just didn't need to know that,
Yeah, that's why it didn't make sense.
No.
Do you think there's something like deep into their relationship where he's just like, man, I gave literally everything and she blew it. Like, he knows she's capable of so much more. And
there could be that, especially as a fighter. Like, this.
Yeah, she was a little kid.
And then
when
maybe I don't know. And I don't know what advantage they thought she had in that fight, but they generally thought she was going to beat the shit out of Mackenzie Dern. So I think going into the fight, getting ready for it, they was like, we got this in the bag. And I'm like, that's weird. Yeah, very strange.
Yeah. And also,
it's weird. It's weird. Like in the Real Housewives of the UFC, there's certain bad, like the media make them out to be bad guys, right? Like last week it was Ian Gary, and the week before it's Herb Dean, right? Like there's always these characters that come in, and then now it's Din Thomas, right? But it's just none of them are bad guys. Like not everyone's evil. It's just gossip amongst the Real Housewives of the UFC. That's all it is. And then Herb Dean? I thought Herb Dean did a great job stopping the Barboza fight. I'm like, shout out to Herb. That's it, buddy. That's it. You didn't have a chance to win this thing. That's it. But let's go back to Din. So Din. For those of you, I'm sure most of you have heard this. Most of you have heard this.
We'll just play the clip.
Yeah, you can play it. Will we get in trouble?
Oh no, I doubt it.
I do have an announcement for you guys. I told myself I would continue to do this until I took Gillian as far as she could go. I think that might be as far as she can go, and I am officially retiring from cornering fighters tonight.
Wow.
Yes.
You're doing the Matt Serra.
I'm doing the Matt Serra. I am no longer cornering fighters.
Can we not decide this the night of? Maybe you need time to sit on this?
I've been sitting on that, and I'm telling you now that's what I'm doing.
That's breaking news.
Why?
You know what it is?
Go
ahead. Keep it going.
Told myself that I would do this with her. I would see her journey out and take her as far as I think she can go. And this might be as far as she can go.
But Dean, you have so many great fighters that you work with. Like you're gonna still work with them, but it's
I'm
not.
the host of Deep Waters now.
That's true. That's true. You are big time.
You know what I enjoy about you in the corner, though? You talk different in the corner.
I talk different.
Yes, you do.
Well, I'm a thug too.
Yeah, the gangster comes
We
out.
get the polished up version up here. Well, Dean, you've been an amazing coach. If this really is the end of your coaching journey, and
I'll still work with guys. It's just
you
a
just don't
matter
want to
of-
go
yeah,
down there and
go
do
down
all that.
road
Yeah,
with
okay,
corner.
that's fair to me.
What is it? What is it about the cornering that is the one thing
It's a
that
lot
you
of
don't
work.
want?
Stress.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of work. You got to be there all week. And again, like I've been slowly telling you, like I don't
Yeah.
cut weight with them, and it's not fair to them. They need somebody who's going to really
Yeah,
put
100%.
that type of work in with them.
And that's where the bond's created. Like when fighters are cutting weight, your coach is there going through it. You know, it's a shitty time. The hitting pads, getting guys to spar, come with the game plan, that's all fun. But the week of when you're cutting weight and stuff, that's where coaches bond. He might just be over it. Again, my whole thing was you just didn't need to announce it.
It was unnecessary, like completely unnecessary.
Hey, y'all officially announced, and y'all, well, okay.
Yeah.
You know, there was no need for announcement.
Yeah, I don't know. Then that's John Anik's thing. What he said, he goes, "Wow, awful."
And he goes, wow, awful. Not about you, bro. Wow.
And they're pretty damn close too.
Yeah. Din was probably frustrated. They're just, it just doesn't make sense. And then and think of poor Gillian.
That's what I'm saying. I feel so bad for her. Unless they have some deep things going on where she knows that he put in everything and she just didn't live up to her potential. Like she's, worth way more, capable of way more.
Yeah, Real Housewives of the UFC. Din Thomas is, the villain this week, and then people get over it.
Yeah, they always get over everything. This is not a huge deal. It's just, it was weird.
Yeah, it's just a bad look for Din. I mean, Din's a bad guy and should never coach again. He's some terrible person. All right, you're frustrated. Your fighter lost. You thought she was going to be the world champion. Didn't happen. You've poured all this time into her. It's a lot of time away from your family. I get it. You want to dip out? Okay. The only mistake you made is you went on national TV and announced it. Literally minutes after she fought and lost. And they said she can't go any further. Okay. I get it. You're frustrated. And fighters are usually pretty cutthroat too.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. And then the public's like, oh my God, I can never. Oh, the conversations in person are way more cold than that.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is. That's locker room talk, and he decided to put on a suit and do it at the fucking desk. But again, to be fair, he's still around fighters, so he's probably like, fuck it. Yeah, man, she's done.
Yeah.
It's not good. That's not
if you were to imagine your coach saying that about you on air, on, the
Furious.
broadcast, that'd be so hardcore,
furious.
dude.
Yeah, furious. It just sucks. Your feelings be hurt, especially for that girl, especially after losing a fight. Mm-hmm. What else you got, Jen?
You know what? Let's take this time out to do a little read. Hymns.
Oh, you've got weight loss goals, and this summer it's actually time to hit those goals. Weight Loss by Hims is designed to support you every step of the way, and now Hims offers access to a affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1s, medication including Wegovy pill and Wegovy pen, so you can lose weight and keep it off. Let that whole fat narrative, like Hollywood fat's beautiful, and then GLP-1s came out and they said, or not. And that's just get skinny. Everyone's doing it. Everybody's doing it. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. Helps you regulate your appetite, eat less, keep weight off. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss, so there are no needles. All right? If you're scared of needles, you're good. Through Hims, everything happens online. You'll connect with a licensed provider who will determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. And it doesn't stop there. Hims makes hitting your goals seamless by offering access to 24/7 messaging with your care team and in-app lifestyle nutrition support like recipes, meal plans, everything you need. They got you. All right? Ready to reach your goals? All right, let's do it. Visit hims.com/bigbrown to get personalized, affordable plans that get to you. That's HIMS.com/bigbrown, hims.com/bigbrown. Weight Loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is registered trademark of Nova Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, include important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, restrictions, visit hims.com. Let's get back to the program.
All right. I mean, you already covered the topics with Dana White's, his opinion on them.
Yeah,
hugging
play
and
it though.
stuff. Okay.
Educate them. Play it.
My honest opinion on it, I felt like tonight was set up for the upset. I felt like the upset could happen tonight with so much on the line, all the records that Islam has, and he's going to break Anderson Silva's record. There's weight classes for a reason. Ian Garry is a big, rangy, strong guy who has great takedown defense. I mean, if you look at his takedown defense tonight against Islam, it was impressive.
But that's it.
I felt like, I think that Ian is a talented guy. If he had even an ounce of killer instinct in that fifth round.
This is so spot on.
You know, he had been beating him to the body. Islam's whole, I think, right side was beat up. His face was beat up. You don't come out and hug and shake hands in the fight. That drives me fucking crazy.
The worst.
When there's so much at stake.
Correct.
And there's also, you know, a lot of mental, you know, gamesmanship, whatever you want to call it in this game. You come out in that fifth round with a flying knee or something crazy, and you try to finish the fight. I think that this is one of those fights that Ian will go back and watch and say, fuck, wish I could do that over again.
Would you agree going into the fifth round, it almost looked like Ian was actually the fresher man, like Islam had more?
100%.
100%.
Yes.
And, you know, if he came out and tried to destroy and win that last round, you know, with everything that he had, I think it's a totally different fight. And then he gives Islam that explosive, you know, he exploded up and got his back. And once he took his back and put the hooks in, that was a wrap.
Ian, stop it. Ian wasn't there for a war. He was there for a competition. And it's going to be tough to beat the elite guys with that mindset. And then you even see him, like, when Islam has his back and he's down, he's blowing kisses to his family.
I guess.
And it's just like, oh, you're not in the right frame of mind, Bubba. Again, it's this very hippie, love is love, put celery up my asshole. You know, it's like carrots down my throat. I eat freaking hot dogs because the shape of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like this weird vegan hot dog thing. So it's just not the way to be the most dominant welterweight on the planet.
Yeah.
And I know you guys, it's so toxic, Max. I hear you. It's fighting. It's straight up fighting at the highest level. There's no room for it. There's just not. You're competing against a guy from fucking Dagestan, dude. You got it. And also, to be very clear, Islam doesn't get down with that shit either.
No, he felt awkward about it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And again, there's been fights that have been wars. And going to that fourth round, you see him embrace. That's the embrace, like, dude, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going. This was more of a like, Ian being like, hey, you still like me, right? Hey, dude, you're still the GOAT, but we're cool, right? It's like, what? Kill him. Okay, kill him. And he was just like, no. Islam, I didn't hit you too hard, did I? Are you okay, buddy? Bud, are you all right? I'm sorry, man. You're like, what the fuck is happening here? The whole thing, it's almost hard to say, yeah, we should expect this, but all of it is just like this big circle of softness. It's just this whirlwind of soft shit. And he's so talented.
Yeah.
But you're just like, buddy, if I could just take, I don't know if I don't know who the fuck he's hanging out with, but if you could just get him out there, send him to Denver, Colorado, 1 to 2 months, forget about it. You know what I'm saying?
Colorado.
Send him to SoCal, 1 to 2 months, forget about it. Get him around the right crew. You know, get him around some Navy SEAL, some shit to be like, hey, buddy, this is kill or be killed type of situation here. You blowing kisses your wife and shit. You patting his head, hugging. We gotta stop all this, dude. All this shit needs to stop. And again, he can be world champion. But the route he's going down, this love is love, and I don't want to hurt anybody. In other sports, it might work. Basketball, baseball, maybe. Those guys are killers, man. Football, it sure as fucking can work. But there's certain sports you can pull that off with. This vibe that he's going for, I mean, he wouldn't stand a chance if he wasn't so talented, and size-wise too. A lot of his advantages are due to his size and athletic ability. If that goes away, he's so cooked. But it's, as a fan of Ian Garry, for a fan, it's so frustrating. Mm-hmm. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
it seems like
Could you try a fucking T-bone for me? Will that fix this?
I don't know if that's gonna.
Could we mix in some red meat? I don't know. I'm not saying, oh, you eat red meat, you become a man. I don't know what. I just think we need to pull him, send him to fucking Montana or Wyoming 1 to 2 months, forget about it. Get him with some farm boys, some real tough, like actual fucking blue collar dudes. I don't know what's going on. But this whole, I'm going to take my wife's last name. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's going on here. He's way more zesty than Michael Morales, and we've seen Michael Morales in dress. They're not even close. Michael Morales is fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1992 compared to him. Michael Morales is a killer inside that octagon.
Like kindergarten cop guy, or what are you talking about?
I'm talking Arnold, heyday, fucking the nanny testosterone.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking Arnold, preem, fucking jacked, Terminator 2, Commando. Kindergarten cop.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, everyone could see how he has the capabilities, but for some reason, he just didn't pull the trigger. Like, he was just happy to be at that level, that dance, and then, like, that was cool enough for him. Do you think after this, he's going to change his mindset and just go freaking balls out? No? Two, 3 months?
My thing is, I tweeted this, too, that video of him being like, it's all, dude, life's all good. And this is directly after the fights. Like, life's all good. It's all good, man. I'm not hurt, and I did very well. I have him on the brink, and you're just like, oh, that's not it. You're not learning from this. Oh, fuck. If he would have got on there, he shouldn't be getting on there right after the fight anyway. Whatever. It's a different world now. But if he got on there, it was like, fuck.
I fucked up.
Man, I finally had it. My takedown offense I thought was there, and for whatever reason, I just couldn't pull it. Man, watch. I'm going to get back on the drawing board. I'm so disappointed in myself. I shit this opportunity away. I thought I did everything. I didn't. I'll be back. I'm going to destroy this dude. No. Like some of the champs, the elite guys, like after a win, they're disappointed. Even with a win. They're very critical, even after a win. Very critical. You see guys at the highest level, we're like, oh my God, that was amazing. Like, yeah, but that takedown that he stopped, and they're very critical. That's how you get to be great.
Yeah.
Nothing's good enough. Now, in your personal life, it's a disaster. But people like Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, listen, outside of the football field, the basketball court, they're miserable, but inside, everything's a competition. Their expectations are so high. You would never see a video like that from a guy really like John Jones. You never seen that shit. There was elite guys. No. Never happening.
Yeah.
Like you never see, like you just brought him up. Darren Till.
Yep.
You're never going to see a guy like Darren Till.
Never
see a guy like Darren Till even after a win. If it's a back and forth, especially after a loss.
No, he's a dog, like a crazy dog.
A dog.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in this world, no matter what you do, it doesn't even have to be professional sports. Whatever business you're in, you have to be a dog. Mm-hmm. You have got to be a dog. What does that mean?
Killer, just killer.
You got to have killer instinct. You have got to be a dog.
You could be friends later, way later down the line or something, but not
thing
right
is, you don't even know Islam.
There's so much respect. I think that's the hugest part.
I don't give a fuck.
I get you. No,
I understand. Like, let's say I could understand if Gary fought Conor in Conor's heyday. They're both from Dublin. I'm sure they have mutual friends, family friends. That makes sense.
That would make more sense.
That would okay. You guys probably you're fucking. In my head, I'm like, I've been to Dublin. It's not that small, but in my head, I'm like, all right, their dads probably grew up in the same pub and they know each other. They share stories, and maybe his dad helped his dad out, and they would walk to school and cross paths. Whatever. They're from the same area. You have respect for him. Okay, that's fine. But you're still gonna try and beat him. With this, there's no connection there. There's nothing.
Yeah. Did you see, we've seen this picture multiple times, but I didn't really pay attention close to it, that Ian's with Conor here at dinner somewhere, and then his wife has hand on his Connor's thigh.
Is that real though?
Yeah, I've seen it in so many different places.
Is it gay? I noticed that delicious T-bone before I noticed her hand. See, but then look there.
Let's see if this is a different shot. Let's go. Let's see.
Dude, that's the same picture. People just moved her hand. I think it's fake, Jen. And listen, there's a lot of criticism. See, that's fake.
You're right. Yeah.
There's a lot of criticism on, some of it is well-deserved. I don't ever like when people jump on the bandwagon. It becomes a trendy thing to do to hate on a guy. Trust me, I've been a victim of that. It becomes a trendy thing to do. A lot of times it's validated. But when it comes to Ian Garry, like his personal life, like him being a cuck and his wife writing the book, I don't really care about all that. He brought this other stuff on himself. And then he's doubling down. It's a disaster. And now you're going to realize how big of a disaster it is because him losing this one, he doesn't control his journey anymore. He doesn't control the narrative of his career anymore. So when you're number one in the world, you're fighting for the title, you can do this shit. People can hate it, but if you're winning, Dana White's like, he's doing his thing, I guess. And then you sign with Hearn, right? Sign with Eddie Hearn. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a poke at Dana. I'm going to talk about basically the softest shit in the world. I'm going to take my wife's last name. I'm talking about women should run the world. I'm gonna go fucking full vegan. I'm gonna have PETA sponsorship. And Dana's like, okay, you're getting close, buddy. And he goes, oh yeah. And last but not least, I'm signing with your arch nemesis, Eddie Hearn. Dana goes, okay, good luck. Good luck. Win the fight. Just if you're winning, I don't care what you do. And then you lose. And not only did you lose, but you didn't risk anything. You didn't go out on your shield. You didn't take any chances. And you're good with it. Now you're going to... He fucked around. He's about to find out. Yeah. That being said, this is why I get so frustrated with Ian Garry. Even if the UFC is trying to discipline him and give him bad matchups, who's going to beat Machado Garry? There's not a lot. That's the thing. He's so skilled and super zesty, but the fucking kid can fight his ass off.
Of course.
So it's like, but again, where the UFC can hurt you is similar to what they did to Armin, similar to what they do to these other guys where they're like, or look at Mosarv. Think how many fucking fights he's had to have, how many he's had to win in a row. Think about Armin. He missed weight that one time. And how long ago was that?
Yeah.
So there's ways they can discipline you, make it so it's very difficult. Now Armin went, okay, you're gonna put me on the bench, try to ruin my name? Cool. And he goes on all the streaming platforms, RAF, and he stays relevant as fuck. He's Batman, right? He's Batman, Armenian Batman, rich as fuck, doing his thing. He's more famous than ever. The UFC's like, good for you, man. Yeah, you control your narrative. Good for you. Win this one, and then you get the title shot. Ian Garry, can you imagine if Ian Garry's like, so if he's sitting down with Eddie Hearn and goes, I like what Armin's doing. Can I start doing some streams? Can I get on with Nina Drama, do some streams? And Eddie's probably like, yeah, you could. What's the plan there? Oh, just be me and my wife. And no. You got to do it by yourself.
Oh, Ian.
Because like Ian, the longer he talks, the worse it is for him.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, don't get it twisted. Ian's a very talented fighter, and I 1,000 genuinely think he's a good person. I actually think he's a really good dude. He's a good dad. He's a very good strategic fighter. I just think his number one issue is he's surrounded by yes men. And the way you can just see the way he engages with other people outside of his circle is so fucking gone. It's very Charles Manson family type vibes where if you're just around Charlie Manson and the girl's like, oh my, he's a genius. Like, have you talked to anybody else? Because he's actually not that great. But when you're constantly consumed, like around that, and that's an extreme example. I'm very aware Charles Manson was on, went to prison for being a killer, even though he didn't kill. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't get me fucking started. All I'm saying is Ian Garry needs to get out of whatever mundane cycle he's in and get in the real world. And I don't know. I don't know if he's burned the bridge, right? It sounds like he burned the bridge with his family. I don't know what's going on there. He needs to maybe just go to a different camp and get around like real, genuine fighters, like real dudes. Because if he starts spitting off at the mouth, there's some like, shut the fuck up. What are you doing? Like he needs kind of that, hear me out here. He needs that bro culture. He needs that bro culture. Like I have a buddy who, he used to always hang out with us, right? He used to hang out with us. He was into UFC. He was into cars. He was into, just normal shit that guys are into. And he would share memes, like funny stuff and all this stuff. And then he got married, which all good. Good for you. We're all married. Do your thing. And then he only hung out with her. He stopped coming to, stopped coming to the gym, stopped coming, watching the fights with us, stopped doing his thing. And then you talk to him now, and I like gardens as much as the next guy. I like tending to my garden. I like doing that shit. I'm not telling my bros about. They don't give a shit, Like I asked him, I said, "Oh, did you watch Mobland?" I'm not gonna tell you who this is. Swear on my life, he goes, too violent. What did you say? Just too violent for me. Like, oh, Bubba. Yeah. Okay. It's just, or he saw my car and was like, I just don't, why do you need all that horsepower? You're like, oh, you're a gay man now. You gotta quit hanging out with your wife and the other chicken heads and get outside the coop, Bubba. Because when you're hanging out with just chickens and you might be a fucking turkey, you turn into a chicken, dude. You're just hanging out with these chickens and they got some wild ass opinions, dude, and it's not doing you any justice, especially when you're a fucking cage fighter. So I don't know what it's gonna, I don't know. And maybe he's happy and he's content with losing 2 fights by decision. I can finish. And he's like, it's all good. I'm just keep doing my thing. And he has a nice life. He doesn't have a big nut and get away with this. And his house paid off. Maybe he's just all good with this. Maybe PETA pays him a fucking ton. He's good and jokes on us. But as far as ever being world champ, he needs to make some sort of change. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Because even his coach was like, dude, what are we doing? You got it. What are you doing, dude? You got to get going. Throw some shots, dude. Let's get going here. And again, it shows to me that he's probably not spending that much time at that camp. He's kind of all over. And then probably 2-3 weeks out from the fight, he gets there. They kind of button up some stuff, but there's not that respect. So if a coach says, hey, man, 1, 2, go to the body. Let's go upstairs. Get pressuring. Usually the fighter goes, oh, shit, you're right. And he knows that coach has the best intentions for him, and he listens. Ian went, nah, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to stand right in the octagon, not move, and just defend the takedown. That's why his coach like, dude, you got to get going here, dude. I could go 2 hours on this.
Yeah. I get it. It's frustrating.
And listen, if Ian didn't have the skill to do it,
well, that's why it's frustrating.
This is a 5-minute conversation. It's frustrating because he has every tool and he has more talent in his pinky than most of the division. But he's been compromised. He keeps hanging out with the chickens.
Turning into a chicken.
And he's a fucking fox. And all of a sudden the fox wants to start fucking clucking like a chicken. You forgot you're a fox, dude. So many weird references today. What's this, Chin?
But it's good to be around everyone, not just one. Yeah, just in general. It's good to get a little bit of this, get a little bit of that,
Yeah, you just want to spend too much time with the chickens. Because they lay eggs, right? You don't lay eggs.
Okay.
You got to defend those eggs.
I shouldn't have started it again. Okay.
You got to defend the eggs. And yo ass wants to lay eggs now.
Clucking. Oh, my goodness.
Fuck, dude. You're a fox, and you're clucking like a chicken. And you won't shut the fuck up about eggs. So the rest of the foxes are like, the fuck we doing, dude? But you're not hanging out with the other foxes. The other foxes are just making fun of you, dude. But you're going right back to the chickens, and their chickens are telling you everything's all good, and it's not all good. Your fucking coop's on fire of gayness. What else you got, Chid?
Well, this is Darren Till kind of talking about the new generation of fighters, and I'll just play the clip.
A lot of these kids in these gyms now, like, oh, you have to go and do what Darren's done after Brazil, and they just go, oh,
yeah, good luck with that.
Makes me sandwiches.
Good luck with that.
That's what it is today. There's not real fighters there. I have people messaging me sometimes, like on Instagram, like 16-year-old lads who are fighters, and that, can you give me a follow back? What are you on about? Give you a follow back? Like, I'm in a spot. Like, no. When I was 16, I just wanted to fight and be the best. And nowadays, it's all like they're putting up the meal preps. Aesthetic Instagram, and I look and I think, what's going on? Oh, Darren, I'm a sparring fighter, 16. I appreciate the follow back. I'm sorry, it sounds brutal, but what do you want a follow back for? Go get your ass to the gym, right? Like the rest of us did when we were all kids. Fucking train hard, and maybe one day I'll know your name enough to go, I'm going to follow him. Right now, you don't deserve a follow back.
You probably need someone to translate that, but yeah.
I understood what he said. If only Ian had the same mindset as Darren Till. That's a dog. Mm-hmm. That's a dog. That's a dog. And again, one of the you can pause this, Jen.
Yeah.
One of the issues in all of sports, but really glaring in fighting in particular, is there's a lot of, and this was my issue too, don't get it twisted. I'll call myself out. A lot of the issues is you're getting a lot more athletes in the UFC. The difference between 10 years ago and now is those guys from Pride, WEC, Strikeforce, they weren't athletes. They were fighters. They didn't give a fuck about the follows, the post-fight interviews, the meal prep posting, the sponsorships. All they cared about is fighting and getting better at fighting. They didn't care about bonuses. Get rid of all that. They're actual fighters where they're not playing the game to win. They're trying to hurt you. They're trying to land punches at all cost. They don't care about the 10 knot. They're actual fighters. There's something to be said about that. Same as it's in sports too. It's in a lot of sports. I see it even at the lower levels. It's like you get these kids are athletes and they're playing tackle football. They're good athletes. But as they get going, those good athletes, unless you're a dog, unless you really like the aggressiveness and the contact and the harsh mentality of tackle football, you're really not going to be the guy. Does that make sense? It's just I know. I think every generation, older generation, thinks it's like, oh, that younger generation's soft. It's just never been more clear than today, especially when it comes to MMA.
Yeah. Like Mark Hunt is a straight up fighter.
Mark Hunt's Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje doesn't like. There's guys cut from that cloth. They're still out there. They're still out there, and then there's the athletes. You know, there's athletes who will look at the UFC as a sport. That's what I did. I was in between. I was an athlete, but I was down for the grind. I was down for the dog days, you know? Like if you ask GSP, like he didn't want to kill a guy. He was kind of the poster child for the first athlete, very smart, athletic dude. And he was cool beating the game, winning by decisions. He got very famous from it.
He was kind of a killer in the beginning.
He was.
But I mean, I think just even his mindset, he's more of an athlete, you know? All right, so everyone's seen this by now, but this is Darren Till at looks like a local pub, and there's a bare-knuckle fighter in this place. So I don't know what happened as far as why they got an argument, but then you can see what ensues afterwards.
He's a big dude too.
Yeah,
that big dude sounded like he was talking shit to Darren Till.
Yeah, I don't know. it's so hard because it's also grainy and everything, but it seemed like the guy might have touched him or something.
Yeah, it looked like he said something and touched him.
Just that alone, if he did touch him, I think that's enough for Darren to be like, all right, that's go time.
Yeah.
And that was a crazy combo too.
Crazy combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking shit to Darren Till in a pub is wild. Especially when another fellow BKFC guy. It says Darren Till goes 2-0 in Bare-Knuckle. Lee Brown. Lee Brown's a big cat.
He looks tall, yeah.
Yeah, look up Lee Brown. He's not a small dude. Again, I know I glazed Darren Till. Fighter's fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think Ian Gary, and I'm not saying this is the right thing to do. I'm just saying there's levels to this. You think Ian Gary would ever do that?
No.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm saying as far as mindset goes, just completely different planets.
No. I remember his girl too even wanted him to fight Kamzat, which is like, that's weird. But he didn't want to do that either.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, that's him. He does look like a big dude.
He's a big cat. He's bigger than Darren for sure.
Oh, without a doubt, bigger than Darren. All right, we covered a good amount of these. Oh, well, this is kind of interesting. Stephen Thompson said his next fight, he wants to retire after that, which I think is pretty good timing. He wants to do it in MSG.
He deserves that. He's done a lot for the UFC.
And yeah, he's done so much already. It's like, yeah.
You know they ain't giving him a good matchup.
For his retirement, of course not.
UFC's like, it's your last one.
He's a big
Let me
name.
look at the Rolodex.
Yeah.
They just give these fucking retired guys savages. That's how it goes. You're not getting out without crawling out on your hands and knees. That interview there's so cringy.
You want to watch it? You already talked about it, but if you want to watch
Play it. So people that didn't listen, this is Ian Gary talking to Michael Morales.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want you to remember something. Michael Morales is 19-0. Knockout artist, savage, probably next in line for a title shot. If it's not Carlos Prates, it's probably him. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
All the shit you talk, it's okay. Make sure you back it up. No, I know. I don't know whatever story you made up about me. I've never encountered that story. You know that, right? Okay? Listen, you're a good fighter. Show up, keep winning, and you can do anything. Does that make sense? You got massive fights in this division. You got me, you got Patches, you got Islam. Show up and fight. Does that make sense? You're an animal, you're strong. Does that make sense? I don't know about any story where I've met you and I've checked kids. You know that? In this sport, if people talk shit, I ignore it. Does that make sense? You're a good fighter.
Does that make sense?
You're strong up here. Yeah, that means you can do anything. Does that make sense? Spread good, do good. You knock people out, you beat people up, that's what gets respect. Does that make sense? You make sense? Yeah? Got you. Okay?
I don't know what that look up was, but yeah, that's the number one thing that stuck out to me too. Like,
Makes
he kept
sense.
saying, does that make sense? Does that make sense?
And I think, I don't know what Morales' English is like. He's like, no, it doesn't. But this is my thing. Like, I like that Ian went up to him, was like, yo, dude,
talking shit.
I've never talked shit about you ever. So I don't know why the fuck you're doing that. Just keep winning fights. But then he starts kind of lecturing him. That's again, just the first 15 seconds of this, you're like, hell yeah, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
But as he keeps going, it just gets worse. No interview that he's ever done gets better over time. If you could just clip it, just the first 10, 15 seconds, you clip it, Ian's the greatest guy ever. The problem is he keeps fucking shooting himself in the foot as he keeps going.
Yeah. Well, we already got some news about fights coming up, but this is one that I didn't expect.
Best fight on the card.
Arnold Allen versus Aaron Pico.
Best fight on the card.
And we already know that it's official now. Movzar, Volkanovski.
Great fucking fight. But here's the thing. Let me see that card. Here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. I'm not hating on these guys. I know you guys, I go pretty hard on them. I'm not hating on it. Again, guys from that side of the world, Mosar Ivolov, if he wins, we have a bit of a disaster.
Oh, God. That would be kind of a disaster.
Go to see how often he fights, Chin. See how often he fights. This would be your champ now at featherweight if he wins.
Great record, though.
So get ready. Get ready for this. He fought once in 2022. He fought, ready? And he won. He beat Diego Lopez by unanimous decision. Great win. He fought once in 2023. He fought, ready for this? He beat Arnold Allen in January, early January, and then didn't fight again to the end of December. So he fought twice, but fucking 12 months apart. Basically once. And then he took 2 years off and then fought Lerone Murphy. That would be your champ, y'all.
And he's a decision guy, too. That's what kind of sucks.
Only decision guy. This isn't what we fucking need. Again, he plays the sport of mixed martial arts. This is not good for us. Now, on the other end of that, yes, the contenders in the division, the champion division need to adapt and beat these guys. It's a PR, it's a marketing nightmare for the UFC. It just is. It just is. Mm-hmm. Those guys from that part of the world, they're super inactive. They're not exciting. They don't throw punches. They don't take chances. And they're very tough to beat. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
It's a fucking disaster. They're very good at wrestling. Very good at MMA wrestling. On the world circuit, we beat the fucking... That's a completely different story. As far as MMA goes, they're very good. They're the best at MMA wrestling. Their chain wrestling is very tough to navigate. They're not exciting. They win only by decision. On top of that, they don't fight often. So again, the records are so impressive. Oh my God. He's 20-0. It's so impressive. They take no chances. All they do is wrestle. So yes, they're winners, but they're playing a completely different game. And they're very inactive. So when you fight once a year and you just decide to grapple, and they're like, oh, they're 20-0. It's like, nah, I know. They fought once this year. So in a year, once a year, you have 15 minutes to knock them out. But you're being controlled 13 out of those 15 minutes. So really, you have 2 minutes to try to pull something off.
Yep. It looks like he was more exciting in the beginning, but it seems like once he got to the big show,
because he wasn't fighting good competition.
On top of that, though, once he got to the big show, he's not going to take as many chances, right? So
he's also fighting better competition. So he was getting away with, KO punches. Like, nah, get the fuck out of here. In the UFC, not happening.
But it's true. Best of the best there.
Again, tough guy to look at his resume.
Yeah.
Look at his fucking resume. Good God, dude. Dan Ige, Diego Lopez, Arnold Allen, Aljo, Lerone Murphy. Like usually after you beat Dan Ige, Diego Lopez, Arnold Allen, you deserve a title shot. The UFC's like, fuck no.
Just wait a little bit longer.
They're like, please. And Aljo, that was a good fight. I think Aljo, fam, if you're a UFC fan, y'all should be rooting for Alex Volkanovski so hard in this fight. So hard. Yeah. We need Volkanovski to win this fight. Straight up.
He's super charming. He's popular everywhere. It would have been nice. I'm trying to remember if there's any memorable interviews with Evloev. I can't think of anything.
No, none, shit. There's none. There's not much we can do.
Yeah. But yeah, there is the rest of the card right there. So Petr Yan, that we already knew, but Petr Yan.
This card's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Canova is fighting again. Let me see the rest of the card. Mm-hmm. Canova, that's great. Petr Yan, Marab, Dominic Reyes, Azamat, yep. Grant Dawson, yep. The whole card's fucking good. Best fight on that card is Pico, Arnold Allen.
Yeah.
Volkov's on there. Kunavev, yeah, the card's tasty. It's in Abu Dhabi, though, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to show you the sad stuff because we could talk about that later. This is also another fight. Sean Brady versus Bonfim.
Great fight.
It's a fight.
Great fight.
Oh, this one I thought was... This is Dominic Cruz with that guy, Steiny. Steiny's kind of like always like a... He kind of like... starts, instigate stuff. From the freaking...
Yeah, was he one of the Nelk boys?
Yeah, those guys.
I've never understood those guys.
All right, so check this out.
Just to give you back, he's a UFC fighter legend. But he got knocked a couple times too, right? But everyone has to get up at one point. You're not everything's gonna be smooth sailing. There's this guy, Cody Garbrandt, good friend of mine.
That transition.
That he fought and he knocked him, and he came back from that.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of hiccups on the road that you're gonna just have to overcome.
He's shooting shots.
What about all his knockouts, bro? That's crazy.
Yeah, he's shooting shots from
Is because he's little. Like, he's a little soul, so he has to point people's flaws out. But there's three fingers pointing back at anybody who points the finger. And so he's actually explaining a mirror of himself and how small he feels.
Wow.
It has nothing to do with me.
Dude, what the fuck?
That's what
You know what I
Brad
mean?
said, I think, earlier.
Yeah. He knows that too.
What the
Like
hell?
anybody who's around
I'm just
him
having a
knows
good
that.
time.
I'm not saying I agree,
Well,
Steiny. You're a good guy, man.
it's the way you choose to talk about what, and everybody sees it, and it's all good. You've got the comfort of the cameras.
Yeah.
You got the comfort of, well, if he goes off on me, I get the clicks. If he doesn't go off on me, then I burned him.
Yep.
So it's like you play that game to stay safe, and it's very interesting because it works for you, and that's how you've made success. And so you got to respect your game, but realistically, you don't mean anything you say.
Nah, but I mean that's
It's just, you
it's
know.
just also having fun with it, right?
Well, having fun is, yes, one thing, but I'm having fun too. Are you having fun?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, man.
I'm having a great time.
Yo, cook me shit. There you go.
He's cooking you. He didn't cook me.
No,
He's cooking.
did he?
It's
I'm
fine.
just
He's
saying,
just
like,
the way
He's not fun.
He's very
Very poetic.
articulate. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
we're all
good
having
with his
fun.
words.
And the thing that I'm talking to you about is it's like, okay, I get it. Like, my family's not fucking perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
What the fuck? Like, nobody
yeah,
is. My
yeah.
dad's a fucking meth addict.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I've been knocked out, come back. I've knocked 20 people out, and
That's
I've
fighting.
I've done all of it, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, what am I choosing to be? What am I choosing to come from in these hard situations? And that's what I was asking you. Is like, you got your family, you got your sister, you got somebody that you love. She's been exposed, and it's like, is there a possibility you could make money by inviting her to be a stand for women that this has happened to? And there could be huge amounts of money in the positive way too. I hear you saying that people always go negative though. That was your first response.
Yeah.
People want the negativity.
Yeah.
And being as somebody who talked to LaMelo Ball and all that, you have an eye for what gets you seen. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on Good Morning America. You wouldn't. That's where Steiny sees you because you're a mere.
I mean, there's more and more of that, but he's
It's just
like,
Dominic Cruz dropping so many facts on them.
Yeah.
The thing is that in that room, I don't know the other gentleman,
Neither do I.
but like none of those guys have ever taken risks like Dominic Cruz.
But I think the other guys don't talk smack. Steiny's the one that always talks smack.
But what else is he going to do? Like, what talent does he? Again, I'm not. Clearly, the kid's doing something that the younger generation clicks onto.
Oh, the negative stuff. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but it's like, he's never done anything.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
why would you respect a guy like that? Like making fun of Dominic Cruz or making fun of Cody Garbrandt. It's like, but that guy's literally never done anything.
He gets all the attention from other people. By the way, now that I'm thinking of it, Brad does that sometimes too, right, Bradley?
Yeah, no. But again, Brad's a buddy, but none of those guys have ever done anything worth of note as far as like risking things on a public stage like Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
You know? Course. Yeah. So when Dominic Cruz noticed, they all shut up. Only one of them's an alpha male in there, just so we're all
world champion.
Yeah, only one of them is an elite, high functioning adult. It's Dominic Cruz. That's why they all shut down when he was like, hold up.
Yeah, I was like looking forward to seeing what Dominic said. And of course, he freaking blew them away.
And of course, no one, especially with no one's going to actually pop off. Like,
no, and
you're
Dominic
not going to.
says that too. Yeah.
No, he could beat up all three of them in the room at the same time. Like, no one's going to do anything. So that's always the trump card. That's always the trump card. For any UFC fighter, like, that's the trump card. Like, you can talk all this shit.
Have fun.
We can have
and
fun.
when it comes down to it.
But at the end of the day, like, Dominic Cruz can hold everybody down there and piss down their face. Mm-hmm. So that's the trump card. They're not going to do it because we're civilized. But everyone in the room knows. The crowd knows. That's why it's fun that Steiny pokes out them. Because like, oh man, look at him. Yeah, because he's a,
Yeah, I know. Tiny dude. This was just funny. This could be talking about Philly.
You have to eat Philly food, you know? Okay, it happened, brother. Cut your nails. Cut your nails. Brother, all the time when I go to gym, I always cut my nails. I wash my whole body. I wash my teeth. I go very good t-shirts, smell. I put cologne on myself. When I go to the gym, I go like on holiday, you know, like how to say, like somebody is like wedding. Yes, brother, like you have to, because you have to think about your sparring partners too. This is very important. You know, when you go with your bad smell, who's gonna stay with you? Who's gonna spar? Who's gonna wrestle with you?
I don't know. When he says stuff, especially with his broken English, it just sounds much
great.
funnier. And then he was talking about the cheese. Oh, here's one. The cheesecake, Philly cheesecake. We're gonna get to. They're known for their cheesecake. They're like, no, cheesesteak.
He kept saying
cheesecake. So this is Dana talking about some massive event that's going to come up after the White House thing.
Highly secretive mega event that sounds completely insane. Dana White just revealed his team is already planning the next impossible event. Following huge success at the Sphere and the White House, White confirmed his production head is flying out for recon work, hoping to finalize the insane deal next week. Where is the absolute craziest place the UFC could host a fight?
Whoa, UFC.
gotta
Where's
grab
the craziest
attention,
place
dude.
they could make it happen? Where do you think we could do it at Toys R Us? I don't know. And Dana was like, it's not going to be anything like the White House. So that no matter what they do, it's not going to.
How can you?
Yeah, I know. So it's like, let's say they're like, oh, we're going to do it. I don't know, with the Grand Canyon in the background, or what can you like? There's nothing that's going to. So whatever they announce, people are like, oh, come on, dude. So I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be, the pyramids that's been done in boxing. It's not,
No.
Unless they announce like the Coliseum.
The closest thing that the people are talking about, they're talking about Topuria versus Patty in Spain at some sort of like huge amphitheater. So that's one of the things.
That'd be big. What about Patty Topuria at the Wembley? Something like outdoor,
Mm-hmm. I think Spain would be a big one for them because they've been trying to do something there. So how much do you think the Mike Perry versus Dylan Dennis pay-per-view price is going to be?
$4.99.
Warm. No, it's $29.99. On that's the first time they're doing a show too.
I don't know what the fuck Dual Arena is. I don't know why they think they can charge money.
$29.99.
When the UFC is not doing pay-per-view. That model's so gone. That sucks for Perry and Dylan.
Yeah, I would say like maybe at most $11.99 or $7.99.
I think, and Bellamere fights, is it this weekend or next? I'm sorry, this week? Is it this Tuesday or next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday. It's like 20 something. Let me just refresh this.
This is the last one, Chin?
Oh, you could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Is headlining in Bellamere is headlining in 2 weeks for you guys on this show. Obviously, you've had your eyes on her for a long time. It's the first UFC NIL fighter or athlete. How cool is it just to see, now you have fighters, kids fighting for you guys, and just kind of how excited are you to see her fight and perform?
Yeah, I'm very excited about Bella. I've been very involved in her life the last 4 years. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
After her UFC BJJ, she said that she wants to be the first UFC fighter to fight for you guys and fight and compete in the Olympics in 2028.
The Olympics, UFC Championship, Zuffa Boxing, and UFC BJJ. She wants a title in all of those organizations.
Is that something that you allow?
Yeah, we've talked about it. I mean, she presented that to me. And, I've been talking about her career with her for 4 years. I don't want to talk too much about personal stuff, but,
high school, right?
I'm the one that really pushed her to go to college and get a college education because she was ready to start fighting right out of high school. So, yeah.
And with that, she went to college and became a wrestling champion. So is that just awesome to see?
What's the question?
With you pushing her to go to college, and she ended up also obviously wrestling, and she became an NCAA champion.
Well, that was the goal too in college. Not just for her to get an education, but to break some college records and do. And then this girl would go to school, and she was wrestling, and then she'd come home on vacation, You know, you come home Thanksgiving and Christmas and shit, and she would enter these jiu-jitsu competitions and win them, you know, while she was only wrestling, not even doing jiu-jitsu. So she's special.
She's me a problem.
Yeah.
It's so cool. If you're
She's
Frank Mir,
created
it's
for this.
so cool, man. Yeah, I can't wait for her fight. Can't wait for her to get to the UFC. She's on fast track too.
Yeah. There's a fight coming up, but I'm sure you can talk about it more later this week.
Yeah, we'll get to it on Thursday. I'm not mad at RDR at light heavyweight. That'll be fun. Sergey Spivak, Victor Petrino. All right. Fluffy RoboCop's great.
Mm-hmm. And then RAF too. So
we got RAF.
Yeah, we have Cejudo versus
Merab. All right, we'll break down this on Thursday. Yeah. All right, kids, we did it. Live chat is tomorrow. Super chat Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Same channel, same place. Come on in. Join the Big Brown Breakdown Club. Get you some. All merch, coffee mugs, bigbrownlive.com. It's all there, kids. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the fights. We got a lot more content coming out this week. I will see you guys Tuesday. We'll have a show Thursday. Back live Friday. All right? And that's it, kids. Love you. I'm Big Brown. I'm out.
When you're in a bind, you will find a new fight card to be broken down. And you can't fall asleep, 'cause he'll go balls deep on a card coming Saturday night. It's Big Brown, Big Brown, Big Brown Breakdown coming to your town. He's big and he's brown, the Big Brown Break.
Some of that was good.
Down.